Hey, my mentor Mike Austin had a super powerful concept that he used to call under, up, and out. And when you apply this concept in your golf swing, whether it be with your irons or your driver off the tee, it's absolutely unbelievable the distance and accuracy that you can pick up. So right after this, let's talk about the under, up, and out concept, how it can cure or solve many of the issues with your own golf swing, and technically why it would pick up so much performance. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve from HitItLonger.com. If you get some benefit out of this video, I sure hope you'll like and subscribe. Now let's start with Mike's under concept. What Mike meant by under was, he wanted you not to strike the ball with the spine up and down like this, but instead he wanted us to do about a 6 or 7 inch lateral shift to the left hip like this. See the gap that I'm starting with here, about a hand span. And I'm just going to slide the hip and try to break through the noodle. And what this is doing for me is it's giving me a tilt of the spine, and this is creating the under position where the right hip and the right shoulder are now under the left, and we have established this tilted axis about which we will now complete our rotation. It feels a little bit like you're going to set yourself up for either an uppercut punch like this, or if you are going to add some forward bend to it, set you up for a rock skip moment like this. Right shoulder low, right hip low. The right hip is low because of the tilt of the spine and the transitioning knees, left knee straight, right knee flexing through the center. This causes the right side to shorten. Therefore, the right shoulder and arm can come under the left and create the under position, as opposed to if you did not make the lateral shift and simply you just rotated, the right shoulder would work into an over position this way, and this is where we'd get some of our over the tops from, because the shoulders are working around more pirouetting level. This would make it much harder to hit for power and accuracy compared to the under position. So we can talk about the up and the out kind of in tandem. Once you have established the under position here, it becomes quite easy, almost automatic, that you can throw the club head up and out, up to the sky, as opposed to down to the ground. You're actually going to throw the club upwards. The outwards, Mike would say, it's like you're reaching out for the hand of God. Some people think that out meant out to the right across the target line, but this is never what Mike did. What he meant was reach out for the hand of God out here into space, under, up and out. So I'm going to be feeling like I'm going to swoosh this thing on an upwards trajectory. Watch from this angle. Here's the under. Now, as I turn my body, I can throw the club upwards, leftwards, and I am extending my right arm such to the point where my shoulder blade even gets involved and pulls in off the spine, so I can really extend the arc as far as I can out into space, the greatest amount of acceleration that we can get. So one more time, under, up, and out. Bump the hip, create a drop in the right hip and shoulder. Continue to rotate around that axis and throw the club head upwards to the sky, around the curve to the left, and reach out into space as wide as you can get it with your right arm. Now, why would this action, this phrase, under, up, and out, be so magical when it comes to solving swing flaws and giving you so much distance and accuracy? Well, if we're talking about the irons, when you're swinging under, up, and out, it's going to give you, because you're throwing the club upwards, not trying to hit down on the ball, it's going to cause the club to come into the ball on a very sweeping, shallow descent. Not steeply, but a very sweeping style divot. You won't take a big gouge, you'll just sweep the grass. Because you're throwing the club out here, snapping it out here, you're automatically gonna get forward lean at impact. Now, when you combine the forward lean with a more sweeping strike, you get smash factor, also known as ball compression. This is what gives you so much distance off the irons, in addition to the extra club head speed you're going to get by whipping freely the head of the club about the wrist without letting any tension or delay thoughts get in your mind. Now, you're also able to control the accuracy beautifully, because under, throwing up and around to the left, helps control the arc or the plane that the club travels on. And if you throw the club correctly, without turning the arm bones over, but flapping through, the club face will track square to the arc through the impact zone. So you're going to be getting powerful shots, accurate shots, just by thinking under, up, and out. Let's take a look at an iron. We're looking for smash factor, power, accuracy, performance, total. Now up on the screen, the stats from that last shot. You can see got a 5-iron here, very effortlessly able to carry the ball nearly 200 yards with a very shallow sweeping style angle of attack of about 2 degrees downwards, and a super high smash factor, almost exceeding what theoretically should be the maximum number for smash. You can thank modern technology for some of that. So again, we have forward lean, yet shallow angle of attack, giving us less spin loft, therefore more smash factor, more compression, control of the blade as it swings around to the left and up. Get a really nice shot going. Now, since a driver sits on a tee, we're not necessarily looking for a forward lean or a down strike or to catch the ball cleanly because it doesn't sit on the turf. But the under, up, and out concept is still going to give us a ton of benefit and get rid of a lot of your swing issues. Bump the hip, tilt the spine to get the right hip and shoulder under. Continue to rotate around this axis and throw the club up and to the left and out into space, reaching as far as you can. From this angle again, under, rotate, throw the club over your shoulder, up, out, and to the left. Why is this going to give us benefit with the driver? The accuracy will be the same. You're controlling the plane of the swing. Beautifully shallow, inside square, back to the inside again, around the perfect curve to hit the ball straight, setting you up for a beautiful free release where the arm bones do not have to turn at all in order to keep the club face square to the arc. The club face will perform square to the arc, square to the arc, square to the arc, leave square to the arc, just like that, to give you your best chance of hitting the ball straight every time. Now, why is the driver going to give you so much distance then if you can't get extra smash factor by hitting down shallow and using forward lean? This is because as it sits up on the tee, we're going to take advantage of the upward strike of the ball off a high tee in order to launch the ball very, very high. Most golfers struggling with distance, they do not launch the ball high enough to take advantage, but when we start hitting the ball overly high, we can then start to dial down the loft of the club, getting rid of some of our backspin, bringing the club, the height of the shot back to normal again. Therefore, we're getting maximum height and maximum carry. Lots of carry, lots of roll, overall, big time distance. Let's see if I can make a good swing here and show you what the driver can do. Now again, here are the stats and the flight of that last shot. I'm able to hit it about 300 yards off the tee with a fairly effortless swing. The reason I'm able to do that with the under, up, and out sensation is, you can see the angle of attack here is above 4 degrees. So I'm taking an 8-degree driver and I'm launching it at nearly 14 degrees. Nice height because I'm hitting up on it. But 8 degrees is not going to have a lot of backspin built in, so once it comes down, I'm also going to get a nice amount of roll as well. So how would you incorporate the feeling of the under, up, and out swing into your routine? Well, I like to take this gadget, the Speed Whoosh here. I can just swing it with the left arm, draw it back, 1, step into position, so drive the hip, turn the chest, bend the right knee, cross the center line, continue turning around the axis, and I can make the club swoosh upwards, leftwards, and out into space, making my right elbow extend like someone is pulling my arm out of the socket. All I'm looking for is the sound of the swoosh and the direction of the blur of the club moving upwards, leftwards, and the feel of the arm being yanked out into space. Very simple concept, will really get your body shifting and turning more than ever before. You might find your club head speed going up, your plane improving, hitting the ball higher and straighter. Hey, give Mike Austin's concept a try. If you're having any issues with it, please feel free to leave some comments down below, and I'm be happy to answer them and help you along the way. I feel like this method can be very beneficial to most golfers out there wanting to hit it longer and straighter, both with the irons and with the driver. Hey, thanks so much for watching and supporting my channel. I hope I earned a like and subscribe. And as usual, I'll either see you in the next video or I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.